It's a map that I think that they have. Whoa!
We're upside down.
A little vertigo.
I like it. Do you want to give an official prediction? Just who wins?
Why would you put me on the spot like that? This is the first map of the group, Hugo. We don't know what
I want to
Russia
keep you on your
do.
toes.
We don't know what
I want to keep you on your toes,
Connor.
Come on. Flip a coin.
I'm going to say VP 1614.
Okay, I'll go Russia just to spice up. Because variety, Connor. Variety is the spice of life. But we're here. 9th round. Fairly important, I would say. And we'll see who will be taking it. It's going to be... Well, we'll give it time. Looking like VP, but everyone's low. Yep, VP get the choice. So, you can start off on the CT side or start off on that strong T side that you have just mentioned they have, Connor. Where will they opt to lead?
They'll still start on the CT side. Virtus.Pro are the kings of the comebacks on Inferno, at least in the MDL playoffs. Actually, during the MDL playoffs, despite them getting into the top 4, right, and then falling to Space Soldiers, any map that they won, they were already at a 12-3 or 11-4 deficit. They never won a map without being that far back, and yet they got that far into the playoffs. And when it came to losing games, they were just complete one-offs. They would lose out at like 16-4, 16-5.
Wow.
Yeah, so definitely showing, again, like what they have, the resilience, the composure, the ability to never be out of the game. So I'm not going to write Virtus.Pro off at any point, even if this starts off well for Team Russia, until we see 16. Don't make the same mistake. Don't make that mistake, Hugo.
No, I mean, we did that with Wallaloss, so
yeah, absolutely
we definitely considered it. And
twice.
And they pulled it back from 12-3, not only to a draw, but also to a win in the second map. Pretty scary stuff. Always a possibility with VP. I mean, just looking at scorelines alone, resilience is good, but to actually manage to commit to this same 5-man roster for, what, 5 years now, 4 or 5 years, and not make a change, that's resilience in and of itself. I mean, having to stick with the same people for that long would drive you crazy. I could never cast with you for 5 years, Connor. I'd go insane.
It's day 2, and I'm already done.
Yeah, I want to quit. So, hats off to VP for that.
Yeah, you do have to give them props. And I mean, you know what? You think of the amount of camaraderie that just naturally puts beneath your belt. These guys have breakfast together.
We do too.
It's true. We were actually not far from Virtus.Pro this morning. Made my day. First time I've done a LAN event with Virtus.Pro in the flesh.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Exciting stuff. Well, either way, we've got some big names on Russia moving on from the Polish team. I'm sure everyone knows them as they, they've made a name for themselves. I'm most looking forward to see how Electronic performs, because while he seems to be sick under Blade's leadership, what's he going to be doing here? I imagine we're going to be seeing maybe either Doja or Seized going to be moving to calling. Of course, Seized had a bit of a time in calling in Na'Vi. Doja, obviously, at the moment, calling for Gambit. So either of them could do so. I'm not actually sure. I actually lean towards Doja because I'd say he's far more effective or proven to be so, at least of recent performance, than when Seized called in Na'Vi. I
feel like when it comes down to it, between Seized and Doja, and all of this being speculation, of course.
Yeah.
I feel as though, Doja's playstyle would allow for him to be an IGL sort. He does kind of sit in the back lines. He does allow for his team to go play out the forefront and then just tries to find impact later in the round, whereas Seized is very much more capable of cracking open bomb sites himself, might throw himself as second-man entry, put Electronic on the forefront because that kid's an animal. And I would love to see World Edit actually kind of make a stance of his own and say, you know what, guys, let me take the op role. Let me take this opportunity to now show what I can do and put up some flair. Because, again, last WESG, in my eyes, was the most convincing performance from World Edit and is an argument for his ability on that op. If I'm not mistaken, that was actually under the leadership, now that I think back, of Hooch.
Of course.
Who is now the coach. So if Hooch can remember what World Edit was capable of back then and there, I hope that Hooch will just put a bit of a whisper in the ears of the in-game leader. Maybe Hooch is calling. I don't know what the coaching rules are at.
No, I'm actually not sure. We'll have to find out. That's a good point. That's definitely possible. He's got plenty of experience.
There are no overtimes.
Yeah, that we found out the hard way after getting to 15-15 and going, all right, guys, I'll see you after the break. Yeah, no, but thinking back as Seized, right, let's think about when he was most effective in CSGO, right? That was when he wasn't calling. That was when, we look back to kind of old Na'Vi a couple of years ago, and he was so strong. The duo of him and Edward were just such a formidable duo. And while he's certainly fallen off, at least in recent performance, again, he's had his struggles. Not only has he been on and off the roster, which is certainly going to play with your mind a little bit, but he's been forced into cooling, he's been forced into doing this, and I think that's certainly had an effect. And obviously, while we talk about players like World Edit going off when they don't have this tight leadership of Blade anymore, I think the same story is going to be for Seized, right? I think Doja, I watched him recently. The first event that he was actually calling was the ROG Masters that I did with Harry and Tom, and that was in Germany, and Gambit came into that event as the expected winners. It was right after Zeus's departure. Doja was just moving into cooling after Adrian had a very brief stint right after the major. And the way that Doja was playing was extremely passive. He was constantly that guy to drop guns over, to just set up flashbangs. He would never go for plays himself. He would always set up his team for success. And frankly, I found it quite interesting. I enjoyed it because he really did play very, very passive in a sense of, surprisingly setting up his entire team to do work. And of course, Gambit on that roster anyway is a strong team, right? You got performers like Hobbit and Adrian. I mean, I can name everyone on the roster, right?
Can you do it?
What, Fitch and Mo as well?
All right.
Yeah, nice
Just
try,
testing
Connor.
you.
Nice try. I'm not Harry. I know my rosters.
Whoa.
So, yeah, I'm interested to see if he takes a similar role. If he just defaults it out. And this, again, I don't know how much practice Rusher have had. Maybe we'll find out that as well. It would be nice to just see Doja take this back seat. Because while he has that skill ceiling, I feel like you need a commanding leader in this roster. There's so much firepower. While you can just let loose, I feel like you need someone to call the shots. You can't just go like, oh, yeah, just default every round. Let's just pug it.
Yeah, you'll definitely be able to go into those kinds of just standard setups and allow for everyone to play their own game. If that's just feeling out your opponent, I feel like versus a team like Game Agents or versus a team like Belgium, they might just play that looser style and try to win their aim duels, use number advantage to then just, overwhelm bomb sites. But it's going to come down to if their opponents put up a fight, if they then can no longer just go into a standard take and they have to put maybe something a little more thought through on the offense. At that moment, who does take the reins, who does try to control their teammates, make the calls, and hit those shots. Could be Doja.
Do you want a fun little fact as well, just while we're on the topic?
Hit me, Hugo.
So we were looking at the Game Agents game earlier on HLTV. It was 9-3 up to Game Agents.
Yeah.
The half ended 9-6 in their favor on the T side of Cash. We're now in the second half, and it's 11-14 in favor of Belgium. They brought it all the way back to what looks to be a potential win, but it's 11-14 and we have a bye for Game Agents. That's another game for another time, but very interesting nonetheless. Game Agents started off very well, but they seem to have tapered off a little bit. And again, not only... It's hard to make anything of that map, right? Regardless of the outcome. Not only are Game Agents coming into this one as a team that we don't really know what to expect, but also so are Belgium, right? Yep. Yes, we know that Belgium could have a high skill ceiling. That being said, they could just be, not prepared for the event. Yeah, duds, right? Again, same with Wallace. They topped the group. We had no expectation that they would do so, but it was a great performance from them across the board nonetheless. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how Game Agents come into this group, because I saw them putting a lot of time into at least practice and DMing, and at least in the warm-up room. And again, you've got to take into account, while everyone may be doing practice and looking into the teams they're playing against, Game Agents are coming in with the sole advantage of no one doing any prep on them. Why would you do prep on Game Agents when you have so many big names in your group?
Yeah, the underdogs.
Exactly.
Always a good narrative. I think that you can make an argument for Team Belgium in the same way that you can make an argument for Wololos. You look at that Spanish lineup, and immediately my eye is drawn towards Mixwell.
Yeah.
Next up behind him, I would have said Lowell. But it was actually the AWP player that I would say made a bit more of an impression.
Or Soka on Overpass.
Yeah. Soker had some very impactful plays. Great decision-making, actually. It was something that I most noted. His ability to get behind his opponents on that CT side, always constantly playing their back when they tried to execute into the bomb sites and just being a real thorn in their side. So you can make the same argument because when you look at Spain, it was Mixwell who had to go a level above and beyond, especially in that game versus Big when you have a guy like Tabson, another player who is kind of a whole other breed that just so regularly finds himself at the top of the scoreboard and then as well allows for his team to win off of the back of that, right? He's very willing to take the extra burden, to put in the extra effort, little sweat on his brow, and yet they walk away with wins. I could see, obviously, Wallalos doing that because they did. I could see Belgium doing that with guys like Scream and Toinu. If you would be so kind, Hugo, as to pull up the scoreboard, where exactly does Mr. Scream reside?
Scream is second place, 23 and 14. It's actually existence top fragging. He is one of those callers who can do that, but it's funny enough to see it. In the first opening game for Belgium, he has 29 and 18 on the board. That is ridiculous. It's actually Yu, a player who I was hoping would have a standout performance at this event with 8 kills and 19 deaths sitting at the bottom. And this game is getting close as well. 14-13. Game agents have pulled back the last couple of rounds. The money on the side of Belgium is not good at all, so we're going to be seeing 30 rounds at the very least, I assume, judging by what they have. Although, no, a buy's come out, so that's post-buy. So they've got to buy at 14-13. Who knows? We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep you guys updated again. There's so many games going on today on both the female and male stream, so be sure to keep yourself updated with every single match going on. We're going to have games running online, offline, etc. But we're here, Connor. We're here. Filling is over, and we're into the game. Team Russia versus Virtus.Pro on Inferno, a best-of-1 to kick off Group C for the second day of WSG. And Team Russia kicking things off on the T side as VP opt to go for that CT pick after winning the knife. And in fact, they've gone for full armor.
And decoys. I can get behind that.
I like a decoy.
Straight away, going to put 4 players over towards this A site. They're actually going to go for the aggressive stance right down mid. Bialy's trying to find the contact, but it's World Edit who's trying to hold this off. Flashbang to the top of Banana. Poor Taz going to have to find some shots, and does he ever? Flamey's head is down for the count, but it's Doja and Electronic with some trade frags back, and the young gun, the newcomer to Na'Vi, is going to have to clutch. If only he had the bomb, because he's got an open route straight towards the B site. The problem is heading back towards A, heading back past the teammates' corpses and also through the smoke.
Yeah, at least making a statement, VP. I love the aggression early on. Just get in the heads of Russia, try and take an advantage early on and put yourself in a good position to take this map. But it's not over. Electronic, if you wanted anyone in this clutch, it would indeed be him, but he's got a huge task ahead of him. VP, a nice crossfire down towards mid. Pasha holding the back lines, and Electronic just trying to feel his way down Banana. As he plays it slow, he's got the time to play with, but he's aware of the potential of this flank. Not going to be coming through. Pasha moves back, and Electronic throws his decoy over towards the A side of the map. Now he starts to move down, but only VP now having bolstered their defense of Banana. It's going to be 2 players, wide peeking, and Snacks finishes off the job. VP find a pistol round, and what a great start.
Yeah, I mean, you could see how Virtus.Pro just wanted that sheer aggression right down mid. They wanted to find the gunfights, and they're able to overwhelm Team Russia before they could even go into their play. They had the smoke execution on that T side. They wanted to maybe smoke off that CT cross, get into the B bomb site, but ultimately, they are denied. Nice little push straight down mid. Electronic just not cut out to clutch that 1v3. So 4 SMGs on the side of Virtus.Pro. Something that you were a critic of yesterday, Mr. Byron.
Indeed. Only on underdog matches. I feel like if you're a team like VP, you can kind of run this. But if you're an underdog, just play safe, play confident. There's no reason to go for so many SMGs. I think VP can do it. I don't think this is going to be an issue for them. They have the experience, and again, they're a proper team for a change, not a mix. As we have a look, Russia's going to be showing what they can with such limited utility. A single smoke grenade to work with into this round. A minute left on the clock. They're playing it slow, looking for VP to aggress. But despite having 4 SMGs in play, VP play fairly passive. I would be expecting some aggression here. But no, they hold on to the bomb sites, and Pasha, he's going to make first face, spots them up towards long. They goes out, will force them back, but barely tags them. Russia slowing down after the good utility usage from VP, and still a little bit more left on Neo, but he's alone down towards B. I like that. Have that one utility player alone on that site. He can still delay these pushes. Of course, call for that rotation that will be coming through in the form of both Bialy and Pasha. So a risky move by VP, a risky shift, and in fact, it's the wrong shift. As Russia, they look back towards the A bomb site.
This is going to be a tough hold. Taz towards the balk. He could very easily just cut off Flaming Electronic. He could push into the cover. He does get that first frag up close and personal. Snacks pulled back from Arch, and he too takes the frag. But it's Electronic now trying to trade. He gets distracted as Snacks doubles back. He finds a 3rd kill, and now it is just down to Doja. What a fantastic anti-eco here from Virtus.Pro. They will get 1 frag on the side of Russia, but that is it. That is all, and it's an MP9 of all things dropped over. So Snacks' M4 finding impact, that single rifle with a cleanup as the T's tried to split onto that A-bomb site. But now it is a difficult round for Russia. They did not find the plant in the first. They did not work the force buy in the second. And so they will have a lackluster purchase here and now. $0 spent, full vanilla. My favorite.
I know it. 3,400 up for World Edit, though. That's good, at least. He's going to be able to pull in that AWP into the first buy. VP, I'm assuming bonus round running next. Again, it's full Glock, so you shouldn't expect more than one kill, really, if that, for Team Russia. But we'll have a look. Already one's come through. World Edit starting things off. Taz mowing down towards the tunnel there, dropping the bomb as well. So that's the round pretty much over. And with this flank as well coming in through the second mid, that's Pasha cleaning house. And Flamey, last man up, will be spotted. And, well, I was about to say removed, but he gets 2 kills with the Glock. That's a bit ridiculous. The only positive there for VP is now they're going to reinvest in rifles. So no bonus round in play, which, while it can be helpful in building up your economy, it also means they're going to have rifles now, which solidifies their chances of taking this first buy and keeping this streak running on the CT side. Well, that buys up that AWP as you would expect, and my eyes are on him this game. Him and Electronic, who surprisingly enough is on a Khalil here to get a little bit more utility. Let's see what they can show into this first buy, because Pasha's brought out his own AWP, and by God, he's been good with it recently.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that in their most recent successes, it has been Pasha Biceps that puts it on his back.
Yeah.
Full body workout as of late.
Good gyms at this hotel as well, I hear. So you never know.
A little bit of a push from the banana. That would have been Neo and Bialy trying to set up a little bit of early control, but then Bialy's already deciding to rotate towards Arch. And honestly, they could still get ahead of this push. Team Russia making a bit of a ruckus as they take over mid. Pasha spots the shadow, hits the shot. Flamey down. And a man advantage straight away from Team Virtus.Pro. World Edit responding with his AWP as Bialy peeks into his death. And now Pasha is going to look to replace that player. But shots raining out, and they're missing at that. Pasha jumps around the corner and finds a little safety. There is still time to play here from Team Russia, but they really want this push. And Pasha's trying to convince them otherwise. As he falls back a second time, takes a little bit of damage towards the back. Doja still yet to clear out the pit. It's Taz who resides within it, and now he's down. But Snacks still in apps. That could be an issue. Players just walking through smoke into the scope of World Edit. Neo coming in from library side could find the trade, and he does. But a 2v3 on that A bomb site with it planted, and Snacks still creeping in apps.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for VP. I'm not sure if they're even going to commit to it. Snacks is smoked off. He can't get a thing done, and that smoke is fresh as well. Russia holding VP out of this bomb site, looking to try and take the fights as well. It's seized. Another kill diving in from Snacks. They won't expect it. And while you get a frag, the time, I think, is low. Russia only have 2 players left standing, and Snacks going to go in for more. There's a second frag. He looks for a third here, but he doesn't check the close corner, and Electronic holds it down for Team Russia. They'll pick up the round, but only by the skin of their teeth. Money is going to be an issue moving forward. However, that's the same story for VP.
AWP is finding impact on both sides there in that round. Poor Pasha, however, walks forward through the smoke, assuming that all of the terrorists had wrapped their way into the bomb site, when in fact World Edit had kept himself towards the corner. So up close and personal, World Edit finds an additional frag.
Hey.
Oh! Do you hear what I hear?
I do hear what you hear.
All is good.
All is safe in the world. Sound is back, and we are ready. Russia, they look to wrap 2 together. VP, a mixed buy by the very skin of their teeth, only just going to be able to afford. It's a Mag 7. It's an MP9. It's a UMP. Far from the best buy in the world, but Russia are definitely only skimping at that. A couple of Galils in play, a UMP. At least utility's good. That's something that VP are lacking. On the CT side as well, that's especially difficult. Need to hold off the offending Russian players as they begin to push up towards the apartments again, focusing up on middle. 2 players down on B, so it's just going to be a triple setup towards short from VP, but the AWP is up. This time in the hands of Snacks. What can he do?
God Flash to try and help out on pit. Snacks and Pasha on the lane. Taz responds to a little bit of a footstep. It's trade frags back and forth, but it is the CTs with a moment's man advantage. It's stripped straight away. Snacks finding some sanctuary behind the boxes. Flamey's trying to find the frag, and he does spot him, but he doesn't do anything about it just yet. Using the Molotov to force his feet. Oh. Snacks with a flick shot to the head. But Electronic with a headshot of his own takes it into the 2v2. Still an op in play for the CT side, and Snacks just trying to find cover. Neo trying to find the trade, but Seized finds safety behind that wall. Electronic finds the plant, and Neo up close. He's going to have have to clutch. Takes the first, and he's fumbling with nades. He sprays, and it's just not enough. A 3K from Seized on 12 HP. He's going to find another round, and that's Virtus.Pro with a little bit of struggle on the cash.
Never pull out nades in a 1v1, Connor. It's always a dangerous game to play, and he will pay the price. Russia 2 in a row. But again, yeah, of course, the money is the biggest thing to look at right now, because, of course, Inferno is a map where economy is so important. Similar to Cobblestone, I'd say, in that sense. And Russia, while they may have a fair bit, even after losing 4 players, they are up against pistols for VP, so quite the opposite situation. In fact, maybe a B-stack going on. 3 players early towards the site, and a couple more got to be joining them as well. A bit of a mixed decision, or a late decision from VP, but they will eventually go for that full commitment. 5 players towards the site. It's a round that I like. Again, you know, when you have these kind of pistol rounds, it's very unlikely you're going to pick them up. I'd say like 10% chance with just P250s, even less probably. But if you go for a stack, it definitely increases the chance if Russia just walk into it. Unfortunately enough, Russia have been playing fairly slow on this T side so far, and they've been pretty methodical in clearing out the site. So not only have they been hitting towards A, but there's that to worry about as well. As Russia focus back towards that side of the map as well. VP sit. With just contact being played from Bialy, the one player who didn't invest. So his money is low, everyone else on P250s, and he spots nothing towards Banana early on. Got to be careful, because this could force a rotation from VP. If they spot no early Banana control, they may just consider wrapping back round towards A. And with the bomb still sat towards bottom Banana, this setup right now for VP could work out wonderfully. Or not.
Yeah, Doja having cleared out the apartments, finding 0 contact on A, and then spotting at least a player from Virtus.Pro on Banana. So they figure it out. They're on the case. Detective Doja with a good call for the bomb to rotate over. Russia with a good round. Currently no losses, and they shouldn't sustain any. Maybe Doja loses himself as he tries to chase the cash, but he checks his corner. Clears Pasha out. And then will retreat. Oh, and now Seized is going to go on the hunt, seeing as he has full health, and again, that SMG, so looking to cultivate the cash. Team Russia. Quick maths.
Hunting heavy. And he will find a couple. Money being made up to 1,200 on that, but there's a gun being grabbed. Bialy's actually finished off the low HP Doja, who tried to exit the site early on to avoid the bomb from taking him down. Again, the other 3 players saved towards the back of Pit, but there's no nade here. Doja's at least on the T side, so he won't be stopping any saves for now. 3-3. And VP, they have the money back in the bank at least. Buy going to be coming through. No AWP is the biggest lack here. And that will be in the hands of World Edit once again. So that's something to watch out for if you are VP. Wanting to get that cash on the board sooner rather than later. But they don't even have nades to play with. Not many. Bialy is the only man with a full set. Everyone else smoked up, but that's it. Only a singular kit as well as Bialy sits towards that B-bomb site. Inferno map very heavy on the retakes, but also very heavy on the saves. And Russia, they're just going to be going for the full-out B-rush, pushing straight in. Molotovs and down and Seized. He'll take the frag. Good entry onto Bialy, and they're going to continue to push. He sits in the fire for a little bit longer, but gets away with it. Russia still pushing back onto the bomb site, and Pasha, having rotated in, won't be shooting through the smoke. Flashes through on both sides as everyone's blind on the site. Just Neo trying to hold off here, but he can't connect the shots. Finally will, only to be traded, and Pasha pushing back in will go down as well. Great site take from Team Russia, and Seized with a great triple entry.
Yeah, that 3K is crucial in this moment. Team Russia just keeping up that fast pace right into Banana, something we hadn't really seen from them. And yet he follows all the way through. Clears the site, gets himself the additional frag, and now Snacks trying to pry off of the smoke is convinced to fall back here. World Edit nearly finds his parting gift, but now it's Doja on the other side of the map. And honestly, they want these guns. Spots both players, sprays for the headshot of the first, and he himself will fall. That could be Snacks to grab the Kalashnikov, but, oh my goodness. Up close, takes Seized, another headshot, well done. But he's not good for a third, Hugo. He does fall at the finish line. Team Russia finding themselves that 1-point lead, and Virtus.Pro finding themselves in a little bit of a struggle here as far as cash is concerned. Meanwhile, Team Russia is starting to create a little bank. We've seen a lot of SMG kills. We've seen them clear out the entirety of the other side. And now we've got World Edit back on the big buy. His op in play. Flamey on a Mac 10. I always do like this, the 3AK Mac 10 play. Throw the SMG on the forefront.
And very confident from Russia as well. They've been chasing a lot of frags. They've been going hungry for engagements. It's been working out. I mean, even just sending Seized fast into B with a UMP and just letting him find a triple entry like that. Great stuff to open up a bomb site. Confident play from Russia. And that's so important as well. If you're going to want to take down VP, you can't give them any room. They're a strong team. They have firepower. And Russia is certainly outgunning them so far. Not only a round up, but a round up against an eco from VP and on the T side of Inferno. It's good so far, and Doja going to continue actually opening things up this round. Looks towards Boiler and spots Snacks. So one player dead, 2 armors left. And Flamey close as well. He may find the head of Taz, who looks like he wants to push in. Spotted and falls, makes noise as well. So Flamey will certainly hear that. And he tries to dart out for the kill, but isn't given the opportunity. With a crossfire from the site in the pit, it's dangerous to engage. So VP fall back to a more passive setup, but still 3 players on the A site for now, and that's exactly where Russia set their sights.
I like that Team Russia would go aggressive in the previous round, and then now knowing that their opponents are probably on pistols, just slow it down. Ooh. Don't throw it all to the wind. Pasha finding damage on 2 players, but a nice little switch there from Team Russia keeps both of those guys alive. Neo's going to try and rotate back in from Arch as he had just departed towards that B site, but now it's the wraparound from Banana and the 5-man push on A. Seized with an opening frag, but Taz with a bit of a response here. He's still on the site. That's where he resided for at least a little longer, but then Bialy wrapped up. They put a bow on it. Team Russia 5-3 now, 2-point lead.
Money is good on Snacks. Could throw over the AWP. Russia going to need something to contend with, of course, this Orb of World. It is yet to really have a performance, but he hasn't needed to. It's been Seized all the way today, and that's been fun to see. I am a fan of Seized. I hope to see him have success on Flipside, and certainly here he is. As Russia still sitting in the lead for the time being. Pasha peeks out passively towards middle, not too aggressively, not going for that hunt. Knows World could still be holding the angle, but instead he just sits in towards the bottom of Banana, putting focus up. Seized up on the boost, won't be able to spot. Now they start to push up. Lots of utility usage here from Russia, just trying to get car control for free. Trying to force VP out of the position, hold some more map control. It can leave VP to doubt, leave VP to pre-rotate. Again, if VP just hold on to car, there's no way Russia can throw in a fake towards that side of the map, but what a peek from World Edit. Up fast with the Orb, takes down the counter of Pasha. And maybe VP are going to look to make a rotation, or at least some Banana control to try and contest that, try and pull things back as they're now a man down.
Snacks will get himself the op. He gets himself towards the pit. It's Bialy with a headshot on Banana, but the wraparound from Team Russia. Now, they're not going to have any presence on Banana itself. And Neo, well, Neo could find a couple kills here.
What?
Bomb included. It's dropped towards spawn, but Doja straight back with a frag of his own. Bialy trying to find himself another, but Flamey drops him. Great trades coming in from Team Russia. That opens up the B bomb site for the pushing, but it also does put Virtus.Pro in a clutchable position. 2 versus 2. As they will come in from split angles. Having Snacks come down Banana, he finds himself the AK that was killed by Bialy. So rifles on the retake. Op on the hold. Taz toying with the idea of wrapping around that angle, but it could very easily cost him. And the CTs, well, they do still have the smoke on Snacks. A leg shot keeps Taz in the equation, and a flashbang keeps Snacks back. He's fully blinded. A little bit of chip damage, a follow-up smoke, and Flamey with the frag. He looks for the next, he takes it. Team Russia with a wraparound through CT spawn. Could have gotten a little shaky there, Hugo, when they initially lose the bomb, but they retrieve it. They trade frag efficiently, and they close out the round. Great stuff.
Good job from Flamey as well. The 2 players, I don't want to say Flamey like, oh, we didn't expect him to perform well, but there's so much firepower on this team that we look mainly towards Electronic and World Edit, I would say. So to have Flamey and Seized both have massive, important 3K rounds on buy rounds is nice to see as well. It's a good performance from two of these guys. Again, Flamey not quite had the star performance that he did before Simple joined at least. But he's back on in this roster. Flamey, again, this time in middle, going to be overrun. Lots of flashbangs. Doja's there to trade. One, but a gun still dropped in the open. Molotov down, trying to keep these players at bay, but they're still going to rush and they're still going to get aggressive. And Doja holds on for another. 2 kills so far, wraps to the top of the bridge. And Snacks is snuck below. The sneaky man that we all know and love. He will find Doja up in the T-spawn. Bomb plant on B, but rush through the smoke from Neo, and he fades away as well. That's perfect. Keeps a man advantage in favor of VP. And while he doesn't grab the gun, he weakens Team Russia in this situation. And still he can do it again, rushing back in through, this time traded. It's a retake on, but only rifles and no armor.
Pasha on the backside, Snacks on the forefront. He spots the player first behind the oranges, but he's lost his teammate, so Snacks to clutch, but World Edit to deny. Headshot blasts out his eyes, and Team Russia with a 4-point lead now as they just continue on. I love the fact that Virtus.Pro tries to change things up. We had not seen an aggressive pistol play like that from them. They smoke off mid, they go for ult, they even retrieve those guns. But of course, Team Russia playing a little bit quicker. They're able to stay one step ahead, and they just immediately exit towards that B site. Get away from that armada of counter-terrorists that push down ult. And then Neo had an opportunity to possibly come in with another frag there. Played the smoke perfectly as he gets the first bomb carrier, but then Seized retrieves it, and World Edit gives cover. Electronic, however, loses out at the beginning of this round, and that's going to be Virtus.Pro with a man advantage. That's Virtus.Pro with a double op buy. Neo and Pasha biceps. Pasha on Arch, and obviously Neo opening up towards the banana. Currently, though, World Edit looking to counterpick, and we have seen positions where World Edit was able to find a response on the op, but the flashbang means he fires off, and Pasha will hold his angle, knowing, of course, that if he walks around that corner, there is an AWP that's kind of lingering at some point here towards mid. But now, it's just Doja who lingers on, as he does, playing patiently, playing his own game. But bomb's been left towards T spawn, so they're not looking to make a commitment as of yet. Seeing as Doja's given up his positioning towards the A site, maybe now they go. They have gotten control of banana, and they would have a man advantage if they hit it here and now. But look at Taz. He's already shuffling his way over.
Not only him, but Pasha as well, definitely considering this to be a push. This is so well read from VP. They have everything. 4 players on the site, even 2 cut off towards CT with the help of a smoke down from Russia. This is going to be good enough. They can wrap in through the ruins. Or even just push a smoke. We've seen it before. Smoke's on over. Boost is going to be up over the smoke for VP, and Pasha, ridiculous. He finds 2 with the AWP. Neo follows up as well, and it's all left in the hands of Doja, but nothing will come through. Quad stack not even needed. VP decimate Russia on the push, and nothing comes through for the T side.
Damn. Op setup. Definitely paying out there from Virtus.Pro. And again, they've had fantastic T-sides on Inferno, so the fact that they've already got 4 rounds, that they're starting to find their footing, a bit more of a response, things aren't looking half bad. But we're also not done here. It's only round number 12. Team Russia could still easily get this back into their hands. They just need to find a response to the double op. They have to deny Pasha his collateral shots. And right now, he posts up on mid. Doja again through apartments. We've seen him creep and crawl his way from Boiler Room, trying to make contact towards Arch. And this time he's going to play with Flamey on the balcony. Taz just on the other side, Snacks behind the bomb site. And of course, Pasha no longer playing inside of the arches, but rather towards the door. And it's there that he finds the first, a man advantage for Virtus.Pro yet again.
Still Russia contest. Nate's out heavy as well. Haven't committed. Players still not even filtered out mid. Doja just trying to create a distraction, trying to keep players sighted on him, allowing his team to push up through long, but there's a player here, and through the smoke, Bialy, he won't spot them. He falls back. They chase, and Pasha opens up. Second kill as well. Bialy even joins him, and Doja's now alone once again, and once again he gets wrecked. VP with a flawless round on the board, 5-7. It's not the reset for Team Russia, but they still have a bit of cash to contest. With that being said, if they want to have the open play, they can't drop over guns, and they won't even go for it. Reserved. Pistols in, they can throw some over. We have Electronic fully investing, which I think is dangerous when he could have just got dropped over a CZ, but everyone else buying down to about 2 to 3K aside from him. So interestingly enough, I'm not sure why Electronic is buying there, but it just means that when they eventually do go for the buy, he can pull up an SMG, pull up a CZ, whatever he wants to do.
He's a support player now.
Questionable.
Pasha just doesn't stop. He couldn't find that pick down mid lane last round, so he comes at it yet again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And it only takes him 1 additional try, so he's a step ahead. Right now, Team Russia is a step behind as far as utility is concerned. Down to the double flash and single fire of Electronic. Of course, they are grouped up, and Pasha, he's not having any of it.
Ooh, confident.
Ambitious on the re-peek. Doesn't cost him his life, but does convince him to fall off. And then Flamey takes him. But Taz with a trade frag keeps the losses at a minimum. Only 1 man down, and that op moving forward. Again, a great round from Virtus.Pro. fantastic anti-force buy.
This is where Electronic's going to struggle, right? Now he has 2400 and everyone's going for the buy. He's back on the CZ75 to allow that utility.
It's the exact same buy.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll see. This Team Russia slowly giving away, slowly conceding their round advantage as VP pull things back. 7-7 looking very possible here. And if in that case, Team Russia will only have lost bonus and bomb plant money to play with potentially for that final round of the half. And oh no, this is just a complete barbecue of banana. Luckily, CIS has a smoke to put it out, will keep himself alive, but nades can fly on in as a result, and they will. Bialy even goes to the aggression, and he finds the frag with the M4 to the head of Seized. Even Neo contests post-mortem, and Electronic repositions back where Seized died, so they might not expect that position, but the smokes are down, so they're aware of the potential. Neo got to be careful. Can't afford to throw away this man advantage. VP, although playing very confidently. And a deep smoke leaves Electronic out alone. However, Neo's not checking the angle, and Electronic certainly will. There's a free kill. And with that pre-rotation from Bialy, he's now got to force himself back. However, no utility up, and Electronic will dart into the B-bomb site. Confidence on this man, but still, on the other side of the map, Flamey attempts to make a play, only to his demise. Snacks takes the frag. Look at Electronic. Look at Bialy, and look at the unsuspecting peek. He takes the free kill. Bialy is none the wiser. But now the position is given away, and the bomb going to work its way up. But Doja's still lurking out on A. And Electronic this time won't expect Pasha. Everyone's being caught off guard. It's a one-on-one on the site, but the rotation's coming in. So this player, World Edit, he needs to find this 1v1. He needs to take himself a kill, because otherwise he's going to be stuck in an awkward confrontation. Instead falls back. Doja has A in the meantime. He only just bypasses that player pushing onto the site, and Doja looks for Taz at the back. It's all coming down to the wire. 20 seconds left.
Taz is just going to wait, though. Ice in his veins at this point. And this entire attempt might be in vain as the Molotov blocks off the bomb. World Edit's just going to charge right through it. Doja gives the cover fire. He hits the headshot. And the plant comes through. But the flank as well from Pasha. Hits the headshot. Doja down. World Edit the clutch with a first. And just on the other side of the smoke is Snacks. With an M4, he could creep through, but World Edit's going to take it. Another headshot and a 2K from him. The clutch comes through. Team Russia with another. A 2-point lead as we get into the 15th and final round of the half. How? I'm at a loss for words. World Edit gets away from B. How? The timing, Hugo. He's behind the fountain. World Edit's on the coffins. There's a player watching cross. That's why I love Counter-Strike. A game of millimeters and milliseconds. He just irks his way away and then gets into A for the plant, the clutch, the highlight clip. Mwah. It's beautiful.
And Doja, what a round from him as well. So important that he pushed up onto A in that meantime, right? He's really been just playing that lurk role this game. Occasionally catching rotations, occasionally catching opening kills. And while sometimes when his team gets mowed down in mid and he's left alone to do nothing, that round he had severe impact. He clears out the site, he checks it, and he gets aggressive to take down the player towards the back. I like it from Doja. Been playing very well. 11 and 13 currently. Actually top of the board unless the player that's disconnected that is Seized is above him. Very possible. He's been having a great game as well. But what a map so far from Russia. And, of course, VP not slipping too far behind again. You mentioned in the pre-game, Connor, this is a map where VP excel on that T side. So moving forward to the second half, regardless of the scoreline of the first, assuming they get pistol, I mean, even without, they've got 6 rounds, that's good enough. They're certainly in for a shot to pull this one back. We've seen some ridiculous comebacks yesterday in the form of Vololos mainly. You can never count VP out. That's what we all know.
It's wild to say, but I feel like this is actually one of the most successful CT sides of Virtus.Pro on Inferno in the last month. and they've won games on this map, like, quite regularly. Maybe not versus as formidable opponents in terms of individual play, but they still have their work set out for them. At least they know in their minds that they've come back from so many matches on the T side of Inferno that this one is going to be no different. And if they can finish this off with a 7th round, that's fantastic. Even 6-9, they're not half bad. It's definitely not going to be like yesterday when we had to watch Wololo's clutch without having the benefit of winning both pistols.
Or even the confidence of knowing they could do it as well, right? I'm sure I'm not alone, especially in the first map after seeing a 12-3 half, just completely counting them out and going, this is it, this is over, they're gone.
Yep.
There's no way they pull this back. Because, again, we don't know what Willolos are like, right? So we just assume, 12-3 half, okay, they're not all that they're cracked up to be. They can't play versus Space Soldiers. This is the game over. But we know what VP are like. We know that through thick and thin, VP can still prevail. And they've done it time and time again, so you certainly can't count them out regardless of the scoreline on the half. And 6, as you said, even at a very minimum, is good enough. So we'll see how they continue as we wait for CIS to rejoin the server, wait for the technical issues to be resolved, and then we'll be jumping back into the game. But what an opening map so far. We've had some interesting rounds, we've had some cool highlights, some interesting clutches as well. Definitely shaping up to be a fun map so far, and we're not even halfway through, Connor.
We're about to be, though.
Nearly.
Potentially. Depending on how the second half does unfold. It's nice to see that Virtus.Pro did make something of this half in the sense that they don't just win the pistol in conversions. It was looking scary for a little while there as the T side picked up 7 consecutive rounds and did so convincingly.
But again, in those 7 rounds, only a few were buys. VP's had a few pistol rounds, a few full ecos, and while some of them got close, it was still Russia leading ahead. Now we have CIS back in. We should just be jumping back in the game, ladies and gentlemen. And we are indeed. Freeze time cancelled. And back in we go. 15th round, last round of the first half. And Russia's attempt to take this one step ahead to 9 on the T side. But everyone has a buy. Everyone have guns. So we'll be at least proper for the final round of the half.
As it should be. Half is as close as could be. So we hope the high buys the same. This is
I love this hallway, by the way. Great hallway. There we go.
Excellent. Setup through apartments. Team Russia going to throw 3 players in that direction, leaving World Edit to make contact on Banana, where Virtus.Pro did have 2. But Snacks, he could get caught in the open. He's going to spray, frantically searching for headshots, and Flamey finds it. But Pasha's already scoped in here. Bit of a tunnel vision as Taz is only good for 1. The Molotov convinces Pasha back. He could have hit that shot, but instead it's the plant from Russia. 4v3. And Virtus.Pro at a man disadvantage on the retake. They're all clumped together here, Hugo.
And double AWP as well makes it so difficult for the retake. Well, it could have made that happen, though. Going to fall to Bialy, and now he's going to be the point man to push up, try and take these early kills, try and pull VP back into this round because it's starting to look dire. With crossfire set up from Pit, from Graveyard, and from the back of the site, VP still managed to get him with a kill. Trey comes in, and more so as well. Electronic and CIS combined, and now it's a 1v1 out of absolutely nowhere. Pasha has to just jump on the bomb. He has not got time to mess around, and Electronic, he takes the frag. Not only that, he takes 9 for Russia on the half. A confident half for a team we do not know what to expect from.
Yeah, definitely. But then again, as alluded to, Virtus.Pro not always the best on that CT side. So it's the first half of the first map of an incredibly competitive group.
The most.
Oh, the things to come.
I cannot wait. We have so many games that I look at and I go, wow, this is the game of the group. No, wait, this is the game of the group. For today, at least, for the first half of today. Again, for those unaware of the current group, this is VP Russia, Envy, Belgium, which is the mix of Scream, Twanu, UU, and Existence, of course, with Ferris, of course. And, of course, Game Agents, a team maybe some may not know, but they have some talent on that hopefully will be shown off at this event so far. They just played Belgium in their first game.
They're definitely hungry for results.
Indeed. I've been seeing them put in some time, and hopefully that will show off. But let's stick to this game for now, as we're back into the second half. Russia, aggression on Banana. VP showed it down mid in there. Pistol, this time it's going to be on the other side of the map where we see it, but also fast up mid from VP. They go for the counter, and they hold off the bottom of Banana, or at least Pasha does. 1 kill for him. Dangerous repeat, and he'll pay it. As Taz trades back as well. World Edit's there, but not for long. 2 players up for Russia, and it's all falling apart.
That's sick. They throw decoys down at middle. They get into that swarm of decoys and then double back, catching the players on Banana. Right now, it's seized on the B site with 2 crucial headshots. It's not the bomb carrier, but it is still bringing it into equal ground. Flamey lurking around on the A site, trying to find Snacks, who lurks himself all the way through Library. Now the T's group up, so Flamey's going to be tested. Watches the first player cross. He's trying to use the cover, and he's just separate duels here, but his gun goes dry. He still stands. Snacks stuck behind the wall and still comes up with a kill. Flamey cannot get it done. Can seized. He's already taken 2. And that's exactly what it has ahead of him. It's, of course, Neo on the bomb site on 27. Snacks towards pit. Both on Kevlar. No grenades other than the flash at a kit for the CT. Seized, spotted. And off of the flashbang, he might push the bomb site, trying to find cover in the kill, but he doesn't see it. Neo takes his head. Virtus.Pro with another pistol.
2 on the board, but still losing, which is the biggest surprise so far at this map. However, it is a T-side that they can bring it back, and they've certainly given themselves that leeway to start things off, assuming they can find the conversions. And Russia investing, but not fully. We have that AWP save coming in for World Edit, a lone P250, and in fact, not much armor as well. Electronic demand to always force, apparently. He loves an armor CZ, and I don't blame him. Deagle up for Flamey. And a mixed buy from Russia, but not too much, as VP throwing a couple of rifles to play things safe. Still SMGs in play as well. And Flamey kicking things off with Set Deagle down middle, dropping Taz. He's still pushing on off the back of it. He will get shot in the side as Bialy comes out of the back of apartments. And VP bring it back to a 4-on-4, so at least keep things in contention. Don't want to allow this one to slip away from them. This is a round that VP should certainly have, especially with the lack of armor from Russia.
Neo's trying to creep and crawl his way closer to the B site where Seized resides. And with the smoke down, he's just going to crab walk his way right through it. Bialy toying with the idea of peeking out from Boiler. And if you were to do so, there are 3 CTs on this side of the map. So right now, B is the better option. With Bialy dropping at the A site, that could be the gun picked up by the CT side. But they're not going to get their hands on it. And right now, Pasha finds his opening towards the B site by killing Seized, smoking cross, and calling for the bomb. It's looking good for Virtus.Pro, but their job's not done. They still have 3 pistol arrows on the other side and Electronic armored. But the plant comes in, the flank goes down. Snacks will find it. Dosha on the bomb site, tries to fire off and actually hits the headshot, and the grenade from Pasha's good. So World Edit now tapping away, and he himself fades away as Virtus will convert. 2 AKs moving forward, and a crucial 3K there from Papa Biceps.
Jim is looking good in the hotel here in Barcelona. 19 kills on Pasha. Great performance so far. Snacks just sitting behind in 17, and this is good as well. Snacks has been a player that, while VP were at their peak back, if we look earlier this year, the beginning of the year, he was performing very well. However, currently when VP have started to make a rise back into the top level, I guess you could say, Snacks has been struggling, to say the least. However, it's nice to see him here, at least in the opening map of WSG for himself, performing well. Nice nade. Neo going to chase as well. 2 players up on the sandbags, but he'll surely check this. Flamey peeks out and he dies. Neo, will he check it again? He will. It's actually Electronic to miss a shot with the USP and he'll go down. So VP looking to take themselves a 9th round cleanly. Noise made by Seized will be heard. He's shot in the back as well. It's alone. This round is looking to be over. VP want to take it flawlessly. Flawlessly they shall, unless World Edit has anything to say about it.
It's going to have to hit more than 1 shot, though. Helmets versus USP. Never a fun trade-off. I think there's an upgraded pistol around here somewhere.
Maybe in second mid.
First shot's good. Second never comes through. Bialy goes for the spray. Virtus.Pro tied up. Now, it's not often that you will watch teams win both pistols, convert fully for 6 points, and then struggle to keep the game close. Right now, it's close as can be. 19th round set to unfold here, and it's a buy on each side. Neo still has his MAC-10, but Pasha's got his op. World Edit the same. I think this is actually a really cool op duel. I mean, we saw it happening on the first half with Pasha lingering around arch side, but this time it's World Edit. And these are the kinds of aggressive angles I want to see. Scrumptious stuff here on that A site. World Edit kicks it off with a man advantage. That's the opper down. Not yet retrieved, but now Snacks gets his hands on it. Speaking of scrumptious, what's he got in store?
Neo, careful. Left out to dry here, deep smoke in. He peeks out wide, but Flamey goes down. Good shot. M4 now dropped. He can pick it back up and take the fight up. Banana as Russia with 1 player left. That's Seized. Nice nade. And he'll finish off the job as well. He doesn't even want the rifle. MAC-10's good enough for Neo as he takes 2 kills on the opener. World Edit, he may have started things off, but he's going to have to finish them as well as VP continue to barrel into the bomb site. The smoke down stops him from having a view. VP. With this bomb site under control and Bialy still lurking around the A bomb site, Russia already look to save. They don't look to commit back into this retake. And I don't blame them. They will find a kill off the angle of Bialy and Boiler, but This round is as good as done. No one's even near the site, and with no kits in play, Russia are going to forfeit today. It's VP up to double digits first, as they do start to pull it back on the T-side corner. This streak never ending for the Poles.
The Poles vaulting into a lead, some would say.
I like it.
Then again, they've gotten just over the hurdle, because it is only one for now. But never write them out. Again, very strong T-side. That's what I was hoping to see, them continue that trend. But then again, Team Russia with a 3-man save, so that's a fantastic opportunity for them. A tech pause, not a tack.
Starting to get a little bit worrying for Russia. They have money. Not seized this time. Flamey to drop from Russia. Last bonus to play with now for Russia, going to begin to build up as well. They can put, I'd say, 1,000 into this round, maybe an armor PT50, for example. If they want full nades, which I imagine they do, they shouldn't put more than, $500 really. Because that will lead them up to, $3,400 next round, and then they want, again, AWP and World Edit. That's something to consider, and I'm sure they do. I don't blame them. So we'll be jumping back in just a second. Electronic. Why is this? Why is he always putting money in? Why is he forcing? It's really weird.
He does it all the time.
Every single round. Like even not even on the rounds where everyone else is eco. Just like literally every round he buys.
I mean, World Edit's going to follow him, so.
Yeah, I guess there's an idea behind it. They've got a plan, clearly, but.
What a trendsetter.
Everyone has to copy him. Oh, okay. It's not too bad. I mean, they get it. Rifles across the board. FAMAS up for seized. Full utility as well. It didn't look like they had the money for it, but hey, they've got it. And it's far better than I would have expected. World Edit as well on the AWP. And that's to contend with Pasha, or whoever picks it up from VP side has proven to be snacks from the previous round. Neo not on the Mac 10 this time. He's back on the rifle. The M4 retrieved from the body of seized. And a default for VP.
I like that World Edit decides to change up his positioning early on with the AWP. We watched that mid pick last round, and this time he's immediately on Banana. So looking to keep his positioning fresh. But he's not going to find any contact, really, because Virtus.Pro just keep 2 players back towards ramp. And honestly, they could already commit to this A hit if they want to go quickly. Off of a grenade execution, off of some kind of middle push. But I feel like they're still worried about that AWP. It's for that reason that Pasha holds the bomb. Or excuse me, no. That's not him. Pasha's watching the backside. It's the Elder that has himself the bomb. Pasha's got himself the pick, even better, as he takes down World Edit. So he loses the first duel, wins the second. 1 for 1 so far on those sniper rifles. Molotov's going back and forth, but Flamey gets denied. Taz taking the headshot straight away. Bialy's trying to find himself an angle into the bomb site. Electronics trying to find himself positioning over the wall. And he might, because he just sees Taz. Doja takes him with him. Neo's good for 1 already. Electronic still stands, and he's dishing out the damage. Frag to the back of the site. That could stop the plant.
Oh, no.
It takes the planter, but not the frag. Not Neo, who still gets himself the plant itself. 2v2 here, Hugo.
See, still with the AWP as well. That's picked up. So he looks to rotate back in. Electronic still behind enemy lines. And in fact, we have Pasha in a similar story up towards Library. Can hold the cross of the site. Electronic got to move in quickly as well. They have kits to play with, but it's seized on the AWP. Not what he's known for, but he certainly makes it work, as Electronic does. Great defense towards the back of pit. 3 kills coming in. A round for Russia. And a defuse just in time. What a pivotal round for Electronic. The nade looked like it could have finished off the job, but it wasn't even needed. However, VP have money. And money is exactly what they need right now if they want to find this reset. Put Russia back down to the low economy that they had anyway, as they only just got the buy together and with 0 spare change in their pockets.
It's wild in that moment where I think that Electronic's grenade's going to blow the bomb planter, but it actually bounces further back and gets the player that he himself had tagged up. So Electronic finding a lot of impact in that moment, and poor Neo, he was just stranded in the back of the bomb site. Crucial round and a crucial 3K. Excellently done from Electronic, who I would argue has a lot to prove as of late.
Yeah.
It was a big step up from Flipside to Navi. We heard about it with Markelov's interview as well. He was ready for it. He wanted it.
And again, right, he's now moving into a roster with one of the best players, if not the best player from that region, Simple, right? When we see Simple join Na'Vi originally, CIS was the player to kind of step down from that fragging role. It's Simple who's taking all the kills. And now, are we going to have a similar story with Electronic? Who knows? But we're into another round. And Neo is fast, but not fast enough on the trigger. Only a 1-for-1. CIS ready with a trade, and a push from Pasha is dangerous. He's low. A couple of bullets through the smoke would be all that's required from the defending player, and we're well at it going for that pre-rotation off the back of VP giving up banana control. He's going to reconsider, and luckily so, moving back on in. Because VP are here, and they're set up heavy. Bialy's still alone in second middle, but he'll reconsider as well. VP going for the full attack on the B-bomb site. AWP up on Coffin. C's going to be the man to rotate, but he's still got a quick move back in through the CT spawn if he wants to go for it. I like this position, because while he can't defend the site, he can quickly rotate between the two.
World that it's posted on the angle, and he will win that first duel. Next up, Taz able to cross. Snacks as well here. World Edit toying with the idea, but he gets gunned down. Snacks overwhelms up close. Sees, rotates over, and a nice little spam through smoke dishes out some damage, keeping all of Virtus.Pro in the back of the bomb site. Doja finding a frag as well. Nice headshot, but Snacks now on the op. With a bit of an angle from the pillar, he finds a response. Doja down. Electronic responding, but can he clutch this out? It's Bialy behind the new box, and Electronics creeping up, clearing out the corners. He's honing in on this push. He peeks, and Bialy takes him back. Virtus.Pro with a round and a reset. Team Russia coming up short with a valiant attempt. They're back into pistols.
And a worrying amount of money now for this CT side. Game is starting to get a little bit later, as now not only are both teams up to double digits, but VP look to take 12. And that's where things could start to get dangerous. Russia, they can go for this single eco. They don't invest until that makes me think they want to put money into the next round instead of go for the double eco. But that means they've only got 1,900 next round. Combined with the around 2K they have here, that's 4K, Connor. That's not enough to go for a full buy. Yes, you can get a mixed buy in with that, but unless you go for the double eco here, it's going to be very, very difficult to get full weaponry, full utility. And of course, that blessed AWP the world has been not only known for overall, but also this game been doing fairly well. Luckily, kill from Doja. Any damage done here not only limits VP, but also builds up $300 per frag for Russia. And those $300 can make the difference. Another kit, another nade, maybe even head armor. Not that that's required. AK is up for VP, and they focus down towards B.
It's already the coffin smoked off, now the CT as well. Limiting the vision here of the defense, and Pearl World that it's already limited on the fact that he's just got that USP, but Seized makes it work for one. And Neo stops it there. So honestly, great damage being dealt by Team Russia considering their investment.
Yeah.
It worries me that Doja's gotten himself closer to the bomb site because of course Neo is tagged to 1/4 health and he's going to try to plant. Flamey could push this. But the fire fades just after the plant comes through. Neo in the open will find himself another kill. Doja is able to trade straight back, and he still taps on a USP, but it's just not meant to be. It's Virtus.Pro with another round as they get themselves over the anti-eco, and Team Russia comes in with a bye.
Ooh. I mean, we knew it was coming because they full ecoed the previous round instead of just going for the half buy here.
Yes.
But look at that buy. It's sloppy. It may just get the job done, but look at Flamey, not an ounce of utility. Well, did it only just, and only a singular kid across a 5-man team with 2 UMPs in play. This is a difficult round to win, and if they lose it, it only digs the hole deeper, as they'll have to eco once more, allowing VP to potentially pull themselves up to 14 here to 10. That's a dangerous scoreline. Luckily, there'll be trades, but however, not so luckily for Team Russia. They're in the favor of VP. Snacks pulls it back, and a wide peek from Vod, and it won't connect too much. Damage is all that it finds. Needs to hold the cross here, but the smoke's down, limiting him. Neo spraying through it, holds World Edit back, suppressing fire. Russia, they have to give up the B-bomb side, but they still want to give this a shot. If VP overexposes, they can grab a kill through the smoke, for example, it means they can go back in for the retake. But with that kill, they should look to save. Doesn't even matter. Pasha through the smoke as well. Everyone's dead for Russia. It's all up on Electronics' hands, but at this point, just run for the hills.
Damn, you can see by the HP there of Virtus.Pro that they did get themselves into the gun duels and just come out on top. That crucial reset in the 5th round of this second half could come back to bite Team Russia, especially if they lose this final M4. Electronics trying to get away, but Virtus.Pro want to take his life away. But he's creeping, and he's crawling. Pasha's gonna...
Ooh, do it.
Checks
View
it.
model, view
Doesn't
model.
see it.
Ah, the view model. It happened again. We saw it yesterday with Bondic. May have lost him around. While it won't have as much impact for Pasha, he can still buy up the AWP, and Electronic won't even save it. But still, it's a kill that could have been had.
Most certainly. Now, we're going to watch Electronic being tasked with a lot of pressure. The man likes to force buy. This time he's got himself into that position where he has more than his teammates yet again, and not just by a minimal margin, but rather leaps and bounds. Where do they position him? He is the 9-man, so he will be playing towards the B bomb site with 2 teammates by his side. World Edit and Doja. It's inside the apartments that sees and Flamey fall. That's the A site cracked wide open. But is that aggressive stance a ruse? Is the A site actually stacked? These are the questions Virtus.Pro have to ask. And in fact, again, it's open. Bialy going to be pushing his way through apartments, and if he finds 0 contact, they might commit to that site, which would be perfectly fine for Team Russia because it'll allow for Mr. Electronic to move that M4 forward.
With 1 player spotted down on B, they saw Electronic, I think, so yeah, they're not even going to commit to it. Just rotate back towards A. They go, okay, you know, worst case scenario, there's 2 players on A now. Now, 2v5 on a bomb site, VP not going to have an issue with that, knowing that they're likely on pistols across most of these players, that it should be a free round, and they'll find it. So 14 up is guaranteed now for VP. No retake for Russia. And Connor, I can't help to say it, but you did call it. Even after a favourable half for the Russian side, you said it yourself. VP constantly in the back foot situation on this map. What a clean-up, by the way. But they always pull it back on the T side, and it seems to have happened again. 14 up, flawless round on that anti-eco, and no weapons saved. It's a buy-up from Russia, the last-ditch effort. Glass cannon AWP on Wild Edit, everyone back with rifles in their hands, even the secondary for Flamey. Not the man I would have expected to buy it up. And again, who would on this team? And he's got no armor as well. This is a massive limiting factor. This means retakes are out of the cards. They've got to hold down the bomb sites against VP, and VP bringing a tirade of aggression as the nade actually tags up World Edit. It slows him down, allowing Pasha to take the kill on Banana. That's a massive mistake to make, and they will not be looking forward to how that pans out in this round, as Flamey will find a refrag at least. Sees this tagged up, and he's alone until Doja rotates back in through the CT spawn. Utility gone now for the CT side, and plenty for VP. They'll expend it up towards BECs, tries to spray. He'll land some shots, but will he find the kill? And he crosses, he will. It's still the trade with the AWP. As Pasha looks to make his way fast to the B, he'll get caught out in the open. Miss spray from Doja, can't finish off the job. That is a massive kill he needs to have taken, because Russia need everything they can get. Not only do they need the round, but they need the money as well. That's something they're lacking. So Electronic looks to be the man to take the play. He gets aggressive in apartments and finds himself a frag as well. Pulls it back into the favor of Russia once again.
Of course, right now, Doja's still just sitting on the other side of the smoke. And again, Pasha is so incredibly tagged. 6 HP, lucky to be alive. Is he allowed to find more footing in this round? He certainly found himself around the edge of the smoke, but he's got Doja behind him. Over towards New Box. And Pasha lays down the law. He jumps back across. Flamey spots his back, so A-site still in question. Electronic knows this. And with 30 seconds left, Snack's probably going to have to commit. Flamey's going to try to get ahead. Pasha could serve as the distraction or the cleanup crew. He's got 3 frags already, but Electronic plays the commitment. He will crouch behind the wall, drops the bomb first and foremost, and that should be it, unless Pasha hits some zingers of a shot, and it's just not meant to be. Electronic cleans it up, holds it down, and will give Russia another chance here. But do they get reset again? Do Virtus.Pro secure OT with that type of round? It would be heartbreaking. But it's possible.
Well, we'll see. Orpa's back up. At least they have the armor this time. But again, Electronic, the man to always pull Russia from the depths. Keep them in this map. Keep them in this important opening group stage map as well for both teams. First game of the day. Fast up towards the top of middle. VP look to take apps control again. It's been a position where Russia have contested heavily, but VP this time want to take it for their own. See Snack straight in there. Piali joining him as well. In the meantime, VP probe up on B. Russia not confident enough to play aggressive, but meanwhile on A, they do so. Up in the apartments, Flamey and Electronic double up in the hallway, but they both take a kill each. That will decimate VP, and with the bomb dropped as well alone in middle, going to have to retrieve that before they commit. However, commitment looking pretty dire now, and still Doja sits aggressive. This is something that they won't expect for sure. In a 5-on-3, why would you go for this kind of push? It doesn't make a huge amount of sense, but the logic is that VP aren't going to be checking it, especially not with little manpower left. Look, misspray from Doja. You hate to see it. Kill from Pasha. Luckily, Flamey's there with a trade, but that first kill should have never come through. Even Pasha knows it.
So we're not done here just yet, unless Virtus.Pro can rob this one back. Ooh. Flamey with an opportunity, but not with the faster fingers. At least he gets away for free. Doesn't lose his own head in the process. And if Neo had felt confident hitting up that A site, then maybe they can peel this back, but they're walking into the 3-man stack, so it's going to be tough, especially as World Edit drops the bomb and the second body. Op shots rain out, corpses fall down. Team Russia just 2 points behind at this point. And they've got, again, that double op setup moving forward. They've got the cash behind them. They're going to have utilities and guns. And Virtus.Pro cannot say the same. Watching Team Russia starting to win some initial duels, starting to use that man advantage, then close out rounds and keep VP back. Although VP keeping Team Russia on their toes. Couple smokes, couple flashbangs, and a fast push towards B, where World Edit now has to fall back. His teammate tries to help, but they're body blocking one another, and that's going to cost World Edit his life, but Doja's here to trade. Slays 2 as Seized finds 1, and the Flames clean up another. A slaughter there, Hugo. You thought VP's hopes were high when they got that initial kill, and then their hopes are stripped straight away.
And only one death as well, so a successful Antico from Russia as far as I'm aware. So easy to just get overrun on that B site when you have CZs rushing up, but good utility usage, good defense, even with the body blocking, they make it work. And Russia, they're in a position where if they find this round and VP don't get a bomb plant, they take, for sure, 15. Unless VP want to contest without a draw, because again, there's no OT in this format. It's very, very possible. It's a situation that VP will not have found themselves in. Not many events use this format, so it will be strange to see how VP react, but maybe they won't even need to bother because they might even have 15 in their favor as well. Suddenly, Russia with a man advantage, aggression down mid, and they'll punish for it. Down to 3. Seized has to pull things back from the depths, and he does! 2 kills! Sprays and drops the bomb. Information gained at the very least. And he holds on to it as well. Deep Smoke won't be able to see the bomb from there, but he might be able to spot it on the radar. Pasha sits on the other side of the smoke. And Seized, he just holds close. Pasha, got to be careful. Nade tags him a little bit further, and Doja wraps back round to watch at least, and he does. Takes a kill. Nice spray. Seized, sorry. I'm looking at the damn sponsors, but Russia find it. 14-14. And this is the awkward spot we talk about, right? Because usually in this situation, Connor, you may, if your VP go, okay, it's only one round. We eco this. We let the loss bonus catch up. We buy up. We play OT. But there's no OT. It's a draw. So if VP want to take that risk, if they want to have a draw, do they want to buy up here and try and concede and not allow them to concede it and try and take it a 16-14, only at the risk of potentially losing the map at that exact scoreline? What do they go for? I feel
like a draw just favors both of these teams. I mean, we're looking at this group and thinking that you know, there's no real clear favorite, even when it comes to those initial top 3. So if you draw versus a team like Russia, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You at least then just have to win versus the lesser comers of the group. I'd play for not overtime, but I'd play for a tie.
And so will VP.
No foul, no harm. Right now they're going to come in with still enough to work with, right? We see some grenades, we see some sidearms, even a little bit of Kevlar coming through from Virtus.Pro, but in fact, they do play for 15. Nothing wrong with a draw. Then again, if you can rob this one away, it's even better. I do like the way that Virtus.Pro set up in the previous round. We saw some aggression from Team Russia in multiple rounds, and they kind of catch it there at both the bottom of mid and alt. Created the opening that Virtus.Pro then used to try and get into the A site, but Seized. Well, he had other ideas. Locks down Arch side. Electronic looks to lock down Apps this round. A lot of bodies on this A site, but Doja's fully flashed. He's standing in the fire.
No.
He didn't know because he was blind. Great utility usage. Electronics now removed, and Flamey on the bomb site's trying to hold it back, but Taz and Pasha, they crack it wide open. And it's down to World Edit to clutch. It was a half buy. And yet VP are about to secure a 15th round at a draw at the very least, unless World Edit can do this. He's getting himself closer. The plants come through, but he's spotted. He's done for. He's standing in the open. It's over. Virtus.Pro with a highway robbery.
And if that's not the most VP round you've ever seen, then I don't know what is. Ridiculous. They don't even try and win it, and they take it anyway. Don't even have the confidence to fully invest, but it's not needed. Pistols is all the VP need, but now they're up to rifles, and Team Russia struggling to do so. CZ on electronic, he's been forcing his way through this game. May there be one dropped? There is. It's actually C's to take a back seat on this one. Good decision, at least. I like it. Give electronic that rifle. Let C's play the UMP. He's been doing very, very well with that M4 and the AK so far this game, so I certainly wouldn't disagree with the decision. And the AWP is up twofold as well. Russia have both. A pause called or a stop called. No one going to contest with that. We'll take a quick break, but he draws here. But I'm baiting you. We're waiting. No. Are we back? Who knows? The teams have swapped. Who knows?
Oh, mixed teams. 2 Tazes.
Is that a help or a harm? Who knows at this point?
They're multiplying, Hugo.
One's enough. Okay, this roster's been standing for a long enough time. We don't need to build 2 of them. Just adds to the inconsistency. We certainly don't want that. Will VP, the team to pick up a pistol round, will they be able to find the rifles when they have everything going for them? It's a question looming over as we head into round number 30. Double AWP still up, same buy as expected. Pasha on his own AWP, got a lot to contend with. And VP, nothing too special. We have one player in spawn still, but he'll make his way out. It's Doja. Hopefully he'll make his way out. Hopefully. There he goes.
Well, Flamey holds the angle on the op towards mid. It's World Edit that wants to try and pry down Banana. As opposed for Russia going aggressive with those rifles, trying to take some early map control towards alt. They actually just look for the aggressions of Virtus.Pro, hoping that they walked into the crosshairs. That was not the case. Virtus.Pro safely circumvent those ops by getting themselves through apps where nobody actually pushes. We'd seen multiple players from Team Russia try to take that early stance, and in this case, they leave it open, but
Oh, what a play.
he just goes right through it. And Flamey's going to trade straight back, and Doja covers him, snacks down, and a 4 versus 2 for Team Russia.
Could you ask for anything more? What a play from C's. That may have just made this game for Russia. They may be able to pull it back off the back of this buy. Although Flamey, he misses his shot, and it's crucial because Neo now pulls it back. Still more to do. Electronic rounds the corner only for his demise as well. VP, against all odds, they've done it again. A 2v2, certainly in for the count. And they'll wrap towards B. Well, World Edit can easily run back up Banana. They're none the wiser just yet. It's going to take a second before Doja realizes they haven't hit this site. And World Edit, does he go for the fight? Does he go for the face in the 1-on-2, or does he wait for his teammate to come back up so they can group, smoke down? And it holds off World Edit from this. I think VP they know the site's clear. They know he's pushed down earlier on, so they'll have it for free. And World Edit, he's actually got to wait for his teammate. He could not afford a smoke push in this position. So he waits in the back lines as Doja moves on back in. Kit's still in hand, but VP crossed. Bialy looking to take a 1v1 as he hunts towards a CT spawn. Doja making noise, going to have to move his way up. Can't sneak any longer. It's made clear, and Bialy's there. Baits, but he doesn't commit. And neither does Doja as World Edit works up. It's Doja with the kill, Bialy with the trade, and World Edit with no kit to play with. He has to run all the way towards Banana. A kill needed. He jumps on the bomb for the full commitment. That's just optimistic. We will see the peak from Bialy. Surely he falls in this. 2 seconds, no way, World Edit. He does it. And Russia, they find 15 rounds on the back of a 10-second defuse. And that's a tie, a ridiculous tie. And Bialy, what a round. VP put it back from a 4-on-2, but they